I can't find a single series to watch. None of them pull me in. You know those shows that grab you from the very first episode? The ones where you say, just one more episode, again and again, and suddenly it's morning. I really miss those. That's exactly why. For people who feel the same as me, I'm going to recommend 12 amazing series that kept me awake, and some of which I even finished in a single night. This list includes many different genres, from mafias to mind-bending twists, plot twists that flip everything upside down, parallel universes, and mysteries you'll never be able to solve. And there's one series in this list that literally melted my brain when I watched the finale. I can even guarantee this, you will never guess the ending. So, if you're ready, let's start the list that will keep you sleepless. Imagine a family, a caravan, a long road, maybe a vacation plan. But at some point you realize every road you take leads you back to the same town. Turn around and it's the same place. Try a different route, still the same place. That alone is terrifying. But the real problem starts at night. After the sun goes down, they come out of the forest. Human-looking, smiling creatures that are anything but human. And there's only one way to survive them. Get inside before dark, hang a mysterious stone on your doors and windows, and, no matter what, never talk to them, even if you recognize them. So what's happening in this town? Who are these creatures? And is there really a way out? From 2022 comes from the producers of Lost. It's one of the most mysterious and tension-filled series I've watched in years. At the end of every episode, you can't sit still, wondering what's going to happen next. If you love that triangle of tension, mystery, and horror, don't miss this one. In this world, saying, "I want to go outside" is a death sentence, because outside is filled with toxic gases. Humanity lives in a massive underground structure called the silo. 10,000 people, 140 years, and nobody knows what's really out there. There was a rebellion in the past. All records were burned. All that's left is one screen, showing what's presented as the last state of the world outside. But one day, someone asks, what if what's shown on that screen isn't real? Starring Rebecca Ferguson, Silo kept me gripped from beginning to end. It's the kind of show I recommend to everyone at the first opportunity. If you haven't seen it, you're seriously missing out. Alfonso Cuarón, Cate Blanchett. When these two come together, quality is obvious from the start. Catherine, a successful journalist, one day comes across an anonymous novel, and inside it, she finds her darkest secret being told. After that, everything unravels. I have to be upfront. The first episode is confusing. Different timelines. Who is this? What's going on? Kind of feeling. But don't give up. Because once you get through that episode, the show shifts into a completely different gear and you're locked to the screen. Watching Cate Blanchett is always a pleasure. Here she pushes her performance to the limit. If slow burn psychological thrillers are your thing, Disclaimer deserves the top spot on your list this year. Imagine standing alone at a train station in the middle of the night. A woman is crying across from you. She takes off her shoes, puts down her bag, she turns around, and you see her face. Nearly identical to yours. You're shocked, but she isn't. She just looks exhausted, worn out. Then she throws herself in front of the incoming train. What do? The protagonist of this story, Sarah, takes the bag, finds her apartment, sees $75,000 in the bank account, and assumes her identity. But someone keeps calling. We don't know who, we don't know why. And there's a bigger question. What if that woman wasn't the only one? Orphan Black, 2013, is an underappreciated masterpiece. Its realism pulls you straight in. If you haven't seen it, you have a major gap to fill. Have you seen The Raid? If you know the intensity, the pace, the brutality of that film, then you're ready for Gangs of London, because the man behind it is the same, Gareth Evans. The head of London's most powerful crime family is dead, and from that moment, everything falls apart. The British, the Nigerians, the Danes, the Turks. Everyone goes to war for power, pure chaos. Meanwhile, the family's son Sean tries to take his father's place, but the other gangs aren't exactly welcoming the idea. Let me be honest from the start. This show is talked about for its action, not its story. Characters take bullet after bullet, get beaten half to death, and are back on their feet the next morning like nothing happened. If you start looking for logic, you might be disappointed. But those action sequences? Gareth Evans absolutely delivers. It's like watching a 9-hour John Wick film. That's all I'll say. If your motto is, story is just an excuse, give me pure action, this is exactly for you. Two rival crime families, a fragile piece held together for years, and one man trying to keep it intact, Harry D'Souza. Played by Tom Hardy, Harry solves problems by talking, at the table, calm, strategic, controlled. But one night, the young son of the Harrigan family, Eddie, is seen with the son of the rival Stevens family. By morning, Tommy has disappeared, and the piece that barely held together collapses. Harry finds himself caught right in the middle. Both families point fingers at each other, anger grows, and revenge starts whispering. Over 10 episodes, the tension builds up one notch at a time. Tom Hardy plays something very different from his usual roles here. Introverted, calculated, but not one to hesitate when it's time to move. Did you love Peaky Blinders but want something more grounded, more brutal, set in modern London? Mobland is exactly that. Highly skilled, ice cold, and completely ruthless. His name is the Jackal. He makes his living carrying out assassinations for the highest bidder. His latest job? Eliminate a tech billionaire. But this time someone is on his trail, a British intelligence agent named Bianca, who is at least as smart as he is, and maybe even more obsessed. And that's when it begins, a breathless cat and mouse chase. With Eddie Redmayne in the lead, this series is one of the rare recent shows that managed to keep me glued to the screen. If you love mind games and psychological tension, this one is made for you. A family moves into an old house, Germany's first smart home, built 50 years ago, but so outdated that none of its systems work anymore. The kids find an old, broken robot in the basement. They tinker with it a bit. That night, while they're sleeping, the robot turns itself on. At first fear, then curiosity, then acceptance. The robot can help with everything in the house, but there's something huge they don't know yet. The robot has access to everything. The knives, the room temperature, the bank details, everything. And one day, it starts to become jealous of the mother. How far will it go? Cassandra is a 2025 German thriller I watched in a single sitting. If you have any bias against German productions, drop it. You need to watch this. You're running from someone with your daughter. There's only one place left to hide, your family's old, unsettling house. Shortly after you arrive, your daughter vanishes in the night. As you search for her, you start hearing strange sounds, seeing shadows, and the police are beginning to suspect you. Is there a ghost in this house? Or are you imagining all of it? Don't Come On starts like a standard paranormal horror and takes you somewhere completely different. Domestic violence, motherhood, fate. It tells a layered story in just 6 episodes. For those who want mystery, drama, and a touch of science fiction, don't sleep on this Thai Netflix series. I don't recommend this show to everyone, let me say that up front. But if you're looking for one of the most brutal, most realistic, and most unsettling series in television history, here it is. Oz. Made in 1997 and still unmatched. Imagine every hardened criminal, every mob member, every gang in the system being locked in the same prison block. The warden is an idealist. He believes he can rehabilitate these people by bringing them together. Let them govern themselves. But behind the warden's back, an entirely different world exists. The inmates make the rules. Yesterday's ally is today's worst enemy. There are only 2 ways to survive. Either join a group or become more ruthless than everyone else. In a place where no rules and no morality remain, how long can a person stay human? This legend paved the way for every bold, raw, unflinching show you watch today. A small note, making something like this today would be nearly impossible. If you watch it, you'll understand what I mean. Have you ever thought, what would have happened if I'd chosen the other path? Jason thinks about this all the time. A physics professor, happy with his family, but never quite reached the top of his career. One night, he's suddenly abducted. When he opens his eyes, he's living a completely different life. In this new world, he has no family, but he's rich, famous, and wildly successful. The most disturbing part? The person who stole his life is another version of himself. How does someone lost across countless parallel universes find the road back to their family? And even if they find it, will they want to go back? Joe Edgerton plays 2 different versions of Jason, and it's remarkable. Dark Matter explores the idea that our choices make us who we are through a mind-bending science fiction thriller. One small critique: the 9 episodes feel slightly stretched. It might have hit harder if it were tighter. But for fans of parallel universes and identity-questioning stories, this is essential viewing. I woke up that morning with a headache. I'm not exaggerating. It was a night I had sleep to catch up on. I opened it randomly, didn't even read the description, but I couldn't go back to bed until the final episode was done. And now, I'm making a bold claim. Nobody can predict how this show ends. When I finished the finale, my jaw was on the floor. It stayed with me for days. The premise sounds simple. Louise, a single mother. On one side, her charming boss David. On the other, his mysterious, almost angelic wife Adele. A strange triangle develops between the three of them. But this show is not what it seems. Not even close. I don't want to say anything more. Just watch it. It's on Netflix. 6 episodes. You'll finish it in one night, but you won't sleep after. And there it is, 12 series that kept me up at night. Now it's your turn. Which series has kept you up the most? Is there a show you think should have been on the list? Write it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.